Hey, everybody, happy health habits. Gang out there. I'm so excited to, well, no, I won't say I'm excited to be back from Ecuador. I'm excited to be here with you today, but I wish I was still in Ecuador. I'm wearing my hat for you guys today, and partly because this was my epic purchase, and partly because I am not well. As you can hear, I just rolled out of bed this morning. I'll be lucky to get through today. It's one of those days, so forgive me if I'm blowing
Yep.
my
Gargle
nose
with
during,
lemon.
but this is what we do when we have habits of health. I think life just happens to us, and so then we just have to roll with it, right? So welcome everyone. It's December 13th
13.
already, mid-month. So we have all kinds of things going on, of course, with the holidays you're trying to be healthy for. And we had Dr. A yesterday, which was a week off, and we've got the challenge that's going on right now. We'll be wrapping up. We have another one starting in January. We'll talk about that today. So um, and then multiple different events going on at the end of the months. So we'll talk about all that. But I just want to start off by screen sharing here and thanking you for all being here last week, because I know Sharon said you had a great group, and she said Mary did awesome shares. She was taking notes on Mary's shares. Um, we had some other new people. We didn't get it recorded, but apparently it was a good week and you got something out of it. Thank you, Mary, for all the shares and everything that you did. What was your favorite thing about last week? Anybody have a favorite thing from when Carrie and I were on the road back up north from the bowels of the Amazon to the airport?
I don't know if I'd call it bowels. They
Well,
smell bad.
Carrie and I were on the road. Yeah. Anything from
I
last week, Mary
mean,
or
if you got
Sharon,
swallowed
that
by
you
an anaconda, then you could have been in the bowels of the Amazon. That would have been cool.
It was just good to meet some new people and hear their story and provide more inspiration.
and Mary, apparently you had a lot to share, so we thank you for your expertise. So we appreciate your sharing.
We just kind of tagged on recipe sharing and just little hints and things that get us going. Is what I recall.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well,
Awesome. And
you
we got to
were
get Steffi back. We got to get her to write her recipe book. She was about to do it.
who?
Stephanie, what was her name? The other organic garden and everything, and she
Oh,
was
yeah.
always doing recipe stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
making her own, but we were trying to get her to write them down.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Sandy can't be here. Her mom was in the hospital again. I don't know about
Mhm.
Margot. I think she had a doctor appointment. So we'll see. They'll come in if they can. So, but congratulations. You loved yourself enough to be here today. So round of applause to you. And I just have to start off with thanking Carrie. Amazing. Look at amazing trip. Thank you for the trip of a lifetime. Is this picture not the best?
I used all my oxygen to do one leap. I'm glad he got that picture and just the one or two shots.
I
We were way up high.
I think we should do a retreat. Everyone should go down to Carrie's house and do a retreat down there because it was just beyond epic. And I was thinking of words. She was calling this a retreat for me, and it really was a retreat. But the disconnection. I'll put this up. Disconnect to reconnect. I tell you how crazy it was being disconnected is so much for so long was really reconnecting, and I was taking notes in my journal, and these are some of the words I wrote down. The disconnect was really revitalizing, renewing, relaxing, resetting, restoring, right? All the words start coming to mind, and it really truly did bless my life, Carrie. I just can't even, she and her sister Kate had this trip planned to the T. The itinerary was, to show me everything and do everything as well as work and as well as relax and as well as see everything. So it was just beyond exhilarating, exhausting, enlightening, expanding, ensuring. And I was ensured actually that I was doing the right thing, because the whole time I kept asking God, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for? Should I be doing this? And I was just continually blessed by the whole thing. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm going to miss you terribly. It was just fantastic. So I think you guys could do retreats easy.
Well, just remember the Amazon and the Andes will be there forever. So
The Amazon and the Andes, and who knew? Who knew, right? Who knew?
yeah, we
So
only did half of the country. I
I
know I'm
know
worn out. I know you've been home for a week, but I only got home Monday night and I slept all day yesterday. I haven't even
yeah,
finished unpacking.
it was crazy. So I had to wear my epic hat, and yeah, she stayed up
And your leather
with you for,
coat. Mm.
for a few another day, a few more days. I wore my transformation earrings, my butterfly earrings I got at the butterfly place that we went to. I got these earrings. I had to wear those for you today. Yeah. And the amazing leather coat that you can have made. Who knew you could have a coat made for you? That was $100. Amazing. Just amazing trip. I just shocking. So so fun stuff today to just share with you. Um and I'm happy to be, with you guys, and I got a lot out of this. I'm still processing everything I actually got, in terms of what what this, what it meant to me, how it's going to contribute to my life, and it's definitely had me in this thriving quadrant, um fulfilling on things that I never thought I would fulfill on. um and I can share, I'll share kind of what I got out of this a little bit later, but as I'm processing, but I know I'm on the right bus with you guys. We're all on the right bus together, and on this journey, right, for toward our optimal health. Um, let's take a few deep breaths, and I got to get a new picture here and get in sync, right? Take our deep breaths in, let it all the way out. I don't know if you've been practicing this, still sharing with your stop, challenge, and choose, but taking a few breaths in and letting it all the way out.
Yeah, I just did that with someone this morning and they're like, wow, just 3 breaths. It made a big difference. And I took Amy to this waterfall. We sat right here for a while. But if you just, I mean, if you can't imagine, if you don't have good imagination, find a picture that you love, place you've been, place you want to be, a fantasy picture, whatever, but just sit there, take a deep breath, imagine what it smells like. What do you hear? Do you hear water? Do you hear birds singing? Take another deep breath. Is the ground under your feet, is it cool? Is it warm? What's relaxing for you? Just take another deep breath and do a double breath in, or even a triple, like Sandy said, and just let it all out. And look at in that 1 minute, maybe 90 seconds, you're just really resetting your whole vagus nerve, your whole nervous system. And that's even Dr. A yesterday, he talked about that. And, that's part of stop, challenge, choose. This is the stop, the pausing, resetting. Like, don't make your decision when you're like, oh, ride the wave, 60 and 90 seconds. See, how does everybody feel? Just that one little minute.
Oh, it always feels so much better. Always feels so much better just taking that little break and doing that. And I don't know, did anybody watch Monday or Tuesday with Dr. Anderson? No, I know Carrie was on the road. Anybody else? Sharon or Mary?
I
No,
didn't see
Kathy.
Monday, but I just caught a little bits of Dr. A.
Okay. So he talked about emotional mismanagement, and I put this up here, guys, because this is a really scary fact. There's a psychological pandemic. The population of the mental health and substance use disorders and mental health issues. Look at America is all red. Can you guys see this? I'll put this down. Can you guys see this? Mental psychological pandemic. Look at
Yeah.
America is in the red. So
Wow.
our level of emotional mismanagement in the world is at an, at an all-time high, but in particularly in our country. And um, this this is really the thing. This is big trouble, and it is actually the only one thing. If we focus on one thing only, it's the management of our emotions and our reactions and responses that is the key to everything. Um, every healthcare issue can kind of come down to how you're managing your thoughts and your behaviors, consequently speaking. Um,
That's really interesting to see it because he does bring that up a lot. Like emotional mismanagement is the beginning of all disease and illness because of stress and that. So wow, that's quite profound. And he talked about that a little bit yesterday, the snippets that I caught. So he's like, it all comes down to learning to manage our emotions. And
yeah,
too bad it's not taught in school or something, right? Then it
right,
really could be health care, prevention of disease.
right. And yeah, absolutely. And that's why there's no possibility, says here, for the medical care system, because we're not teaching, we're just medicating, we're putting band-aids on bullet holes. We're not teaching people how to do the habits of health. We're not teaching them how to, breathe and relax. We're not teaching them how to stop, challenge, and choose and handle relationships, stay above the line. We're not teaching people how to get out of victim villain mode. We're just living in that kind of victim villain hero, that drama triangle, instead of teaching people how to get up here to the empowerment triangle. So there's really no solutions medically unless we teach each other, and which is why I love Sharon and Mary and everyone here that's on, is that we're trying to help other people. Sharon's been helping her brother directly. Mary has referred so many people um to take control of their health in their life. Sharon, do you want to share about your brother? You've been helping coach him and sharing the habits of health with him. Do you want to share a little bit about his journey, just for fun, because we just spoke to him this morning. He's doing so well, and he wouldn't probably be if Sharon hadn't kind of gone out on a limb for him, right? You want to tell us about what's
Yeah.
happening, brother?
Well, back in the fall, we were talking and he said something about losing weight. He knows he doesn't eat healthy, and he's a widower and does not eat healthy. Doesn't know how to eat healthy. Just talked a little bit about what he ate, and I just reached out to him and see if he would talk to Amy, my health coach, and he was open, very open, and he went on 5 and 1 back in September. I mean, his goal, he goes to Mexico with a friend, and he want to feel better. He's just had a hip replacement and is doing well, but he has lost 25 pounds since the end of September. And he's just really open to learning better habits, learning how to cook for himself, doing some
And tell us
things.
how old he is.
He'll be 75 in January.
75. Yep. And
So
yep.
That's pretty neat. So do you
If-
sit in on, or do you do some of the coach calls, Sharon, with them
yeah, Amy and I are on the calls
together?
with him. Yep.
Yep. We're
Very
tag team.
good. That's so nice that he's open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even at his age, right? He's learned, and he has got a 3 to 5 year, 10-year goal. He's going to be doing a lot of traveling, and so he's excited. He's really excited. He's
He's going on a cruise first part of January, and knows that he's got feelings for those times when he's not maybe in a place to, but he's
Right.
got feeling. He knows how to use the feelings when to eat every 2 to 3 hours, and so he's doing really well.
Good for him.
Doing really well.
Good for you. Proud of you, Sharon.
So
Yeah, good for you, Sharon, for putting your neck out, because and he just had his what did he have his hip
Hip.
replaced?
yeah, hip replaced.
Hip replaced, yeah. And so he's going to be healing much better, and he wouldn't be in this situation, healing and doing what he is without Sharon saying something. So she was sharing about how she was thriving, of course, and he wanted some more of that. He didn't want to just be, be left alongside. He wanted to keep up with his girlfriend at the end of the day. So he has a real good why to keep going now.
Yeah.
And that's really profound, Sharon, that, you were able to share with him, because if you would have just said, oh, I'm on a diet and I can't do this and I can't eat that, then he probably never would have wanted to hear
Well,
about it. But when
yeah.
you talk about how good I'm feeling and all these healthy habits and whole lifestyle, well, yeah, I want a piece of that.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that Monday night speaker talked about, how important the 4 components are, not just the nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
And he's tapping into the light book now.
Awesome.
So
I was so excited to hear that. Can you believe it?
yeah, he wouldn't open that book for nothing.
No,
He wasn't gonna open that book.
but we kept on him. The magic's in the book. It's about getting right. It's about getting integrated into everything and not just eating those stupid things out of a package that look like astronaut food.
So yeah, that's my
Well,
celebration for the week.
that
Yay,
is a huge
Sharon.
celebration for the week. That is
Sharing
huge.
is worth celebrating. Yay, Sharon.
That is huge. And did you have any skinned knees, or do you want to just share while you're kind of off mic what your wins of the week were and what you're working on? I know it's holiday season, it's sugar season. So is this pushing your buttons, or are you doing good? Are you holding your own?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm gonna have actually some friends over on Sunday, and I'm making some healthy things. I don't know if they know it's healthy, but I'm making healthier options for them. And yeah, I really want to get on a schedule. That there's been so many great recipes that I really want to incorporate those into a schedule, and really a rotation of, okay, I'm trying a lot of different recipes, and my husband is coming up, he's eating everything that I'm making, and so I really want to put together a schedule of lean and green meals and snacks, and being prepared ahead of time.
And people are noticing
is
he's
great.
losing weight now too. So,
Yeah.
so Sharon,
Without
now
trying, right? He's not actually trying, but
he's not trying, but he is losing weight. His son said,
you
"Dad,
are
I
good
think."
association, Sharon. You are one of the 5
Yeah.
people we want to be around.
Yep.
Yeah, my son made a comment to him this weekend about, oh, you better be careful, you're losing some weight,
Better be careful.
And like I said, he doesn't give any credit to what he's eating. It's
Yeah.
like, well, he's being active,
Yeah.
So
That's good
I'm good.
too.
I'm good with that because he's, we're just eating healthier together.
And he feels better too. So that's like double bonus
Yes,
for you.
he knows better.
So let's share some tips here, because we've got Kathy and Mary. They are, certainly in the live it phase, and Melissa is back into fat burn. Roxy's in the. I'm not sure where Roxy is right now, but when you get to that place where you need to plan and prep and have be a live it and not a diet, and you're actually incorporating more of your own foods, how do you guys plan ahead and prepare ahead? Maybe give some tips to Sharon. Mary and Kathy, if you have. Anyways, I shared with her that I make, several lean and greens and rotate, and we just put them in containers so they're all portioned out. So she's kind of thinking about that, doing that. I also have a couple options that I do for every fueling in the morning, in the midday, in the afternoon. I kind of have my standard options that I rotate through. And I prepare in bulk, and I always have everything prepped in bulk. So I never cook once and eat once, or I make snacks in bulk. I make smoothies in bulk. So that's what I do. But does anybody else have tips for how to plan ahead and manage that 3x3, kind of live it? Do you, Mary or Kathy, do you have a trick or a tip for planning ahead or shopping or preparing?
Clean your veggies and have them ready. I mean, I love celery. I hate cleaning it, scrubbing each one, cleaning it, drying it. But if once you get it all in a bag, get your radishes in a bag, just have it ready.
Yes.
Then when I go to make my lunches in the morning, okay, and then, you know, I do a dozen boiled eggs at a time in my Instapot. It's easy to grab an egg. It's easy to grab the vegetables, get the, you know, the string cheeses or the little things, you know, get your cream cheese, spread in your peppers or your laughing cow.
The
You
little
kind of
triangle is great.
yeah,
Just pop it in. Yeah.
pop that in there, add some bagel seasoning. You kind of start to see what things are quick and easy. PB2, I throw a tablespoon in that, then you just whip it up with a little water at work, or mix it with your celery stick, and now you've got your peanut butter to go with your, and PB2 is great on carrots. Who knew peanut butter and carrots is good? You know, it doesn't have to just go on celery.
Who knew?
And you know what else I really realized is the peanut butter shake. The Optavia peanut butter shake, people are doing that with just mixing
Right.
it up with a little instead of making it a
Oh, it's
shake.
great.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
Huh.
And the PB2 or the Optavia shake, you make your brownie, mix your, I like to do PB2 because it'll firm up just like a frosting. You mix it real thin, pour it over your hot brownie or your cold brownie, pour it over your chocolate chip cookie, and now it's like you have a thin peanut butter layer on the top. It's amazing. It makes your fueling taste different for almost no calories.
Shut up.
Yep. And also PB2 mixed with sugar-free syrup makes fantastic pancake syrup. Again, you know,
Ooh,
add it in. It's just different. It's a way to not get bored.
awesome tip. Mary G
Yeah.
for healthy hacks.
That is fantastic. I have not had PB2 for a long time. I'm going to get some, and I have never had peanut butter shakes until recently, and I like those too.
Yeah, peanut butter shakes are awesome. Peanut
I've
butter
never
shakes are great in coffee.
Oh,
And yeah, they're good in coffee. And yeah, the PB2 that even comes in chocolate, it has a few more calories than the regular, but the chocolate is very Nutella-ish. So if you like Nutella, get chocolate PB2. It again quashes the cravings, and you can mix that and put it on celery.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Yep, I love
Sounds
it.
like some
That
amazing
is
stuff. Where do you get it? Is it just at every store or?
Yep, it's just in the peanut butter aisle. It's just the powdered peanut butter right there. And I buy the PB Fit brand too. That's more the Walmart Target brand. I don't remember. It doesn't have to be PB2. I think PB2 is slightly tastes better to me, but and you know, be warned, the very first time you try it, you'll be a little underwhelmed because it has the fat removed and it's not salty. But yet as your tastes change, it's just like the fuelings, you learn to love it. So give it a try.
Yeah.
Awesome. So did you get into that when you were doing your hiking, camping, Mary? Is that why you
I
started
liked
with
it.
the powder?
I did, but honestly, I just did it because it was on one of the Optavia hack websites, you know, going try a little PB2 because, you know, you can mix a PB2 in with your vanilla shake and turn it into a shake cake. But now you have a chocolate or a vanilla, you know, you have a peanut butter cake. It was just a way to change things so I didn't get bored. PB2 and a chocolate shake tastes great.
And
It
I
was
always
more of a
thought
thing
those
just for
peanut butter,
boredom.
yeah, I always thought those peanut butter shakes sounded disgusting. I never ordered them until I inherited one from somebody, and I thought, wow, this is, you know, it makes a great, like you say, a great condiment and a great little pudding
Yep.
or a
And
great little
stir it with your celery stick. So then you
mix
can
it
get to
with your
eat your
other
spoon.
things.
Right.
Yeah, use little containers, guys. Just go to the dollar store and get all kinds of sizes, and these, just have a million containers so you already can portion control things when you're planning ahead, like Mary. And they're, you can travel with those sorts of things, or little snack baggies and stuff too. What about Kathy? Do you have any tips?
I like to put blueberries in the pancakes. I love blueberry pancakes, and so I started putting blueberries in them, and I love them now. Those are good. And I can eat a lot of tuna, so I prep a lot of tuna for the week. I can eat that every day for lunch. It doesn't bother me.
Use the cans or the bags?
I got both. I take the bag with me when I'm going somewhere, because that's so much. I mean, just tear it open and you got, tuna.
Yeah, dump it on your salad or whatever. Yeah.
So I like that. And I've got some of my favorite feelings too that I always take with me.
Yeah.
And I do the eggs too. I make hard-boiled eggs because, again, that's so easy to grab and great protein.
Eggs, always in the fridge. Hard-boiled eggs, absolutely. Prepared celery and veggies, already prepared in baggies or in containers you can grab. That's the key for sure. I do egg whites, guys. Get a big pint of egg whites, and then I just bake them in cookie sheets. So I can make little focaccia breads out of them. You could and just pour the whole, like 2 cups, like a cup in a bread pan, and then cut it into a half, and you have a little sandwich, a little egg sandwich, or quarters. You know what I'm saying? So you can make that up in advance. Just bake it. It doesn't take any time to bake it. So egg whites are another good protein that I like to use for things.
Yeah, and every once in a while, I know Roxy's got her own little cooking show going on. She's always cooking something fun with colorful fruits, veggies and meats and fueling things. So if you need help translating it from Spanish, I can help you.
Oh, and I'm making the flax wraps, or what do you make, Mary? A wrap that's more, the broccoli wrap?
Nope, just spinach. Throw huge handfuls of spinach with an egg or 2 in your high-speed blender. Whip that baby up. I like to add a little taco seasoning because I like them a little savory.
Can you freeze them? Are they freezable?
Oh yeah, they just you cook them like a crepe. And then I just put a piece of wax paper or parchment in between, and they roll like a dream. They don't, you can put a little light cream cheese or a Laughing Cow, a little sandwich meat, roll it up, and now you got your veggie and protein, and it tastes like a sandwich, but it's protein and vegetable.
Wow, simple. Yeah, love it.
It's 2 whole eggs or one?
If you make a small batch, 1 egg, but if you make I make a big blender full. I fill my blender packed full to the top with spinach.
Okay.
I have a big Vitamix, and then I use 2 eggs. But if you want to start with a small batch and just try it, and it will be crazy green. I mean, it'll be
How many
green
do you get out of the one?
like this.
How many did you get out of the one?
I probably, depending on what size, I usually use a smaller skillet, because I don't like the big ones. I probably get 6.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I'll try.
That's a great serving size. And does Marv like them too? Your hubby get to eat them?
He'll usually, if I make tacos, I'll never say he wouldn't, or if I've made it like a burrito or a casserole, I'll use them and they don't disintegrate. It's not like a tortilla that disintegrates. Then he'll eat it. But otherwise, if I make tacos for supper, he'll usually have the regular taco shell.
Well, that's a good one for you too, Sharon. I bet your hubby would go for that.
Roxy and Melissa, you guys want to share anything? You certainly can pop off if you want, unmute, and just certainly share. Thank you very much, Mary. That is great. Did you have any wins of the week, Mary, or any skinned knees over this month yet, or no?
My steps are back up where they need to be. My exercise, I really lagged on my steps and was hanging back around 10, 12,000, which is super low for me. So now I've, over a week, I've gotten myself up to my normal 14. So that's good, which is good because it's compensating for some of my holiday treats I have been having. So I need to dial it back down, but I'm maintaining. So we're okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. What about you, Kathy? Any skinned knees or wins of the week?
Well, I too have had a couple little Christmas treats, but I'm trying to keep my activity up too. So I'm maintaining. So that's all I care about.
That's the beautiful thing, is you can have a little cake and eat it too. And I can say definitely down at Carrie's, we did local. You know, you saw my pictures on the,
Well, it
we
wasn't
did.
a lot of sweets or anything. You know, I made her
No.
eat grub worms and armadillo. It's all good for you.
Yeah, grub worms,
Armadillo soup.
Yeah,
all kinds of.
kudos for doing the crickets and you know, I'm not maybe I could have ate it when it was dead on a stick, but to see them in the container,
Yeah.
not sure I could have done that.
Yeah, I didn't think she was gonna go for that one. I did trick her about the crickets. I
Yep.
knew what it said on the label and I didn't tell her. I said it's our protein snack. You eat Fuelings, right? Tastes just as good.
She totally tricked me on that one, but I fell for it.
That was early on.
I fell for it, but you know what?
Good.
But the thing I love is that, and I just talked to Carissa too. She went to Australia. She's been to Ecuador to visit Carrie. She's a traveler, and we both say the same things. You know what? Bring your traveling fuelings. If you just stay on track with your every 2 to 3 hours, you can eat pretty much. You know, you can. You know, when in Rome, right? And
Right.
you're fine, and you don't gain weight, and it's so great. I just love it.
Yeah, it's like we didn't even have cakes or anything, but we did try all the fruit, you know, so
Oh yeah.
most
Oh.
and it's interesting. I knew which one she was gonna like because they're real low glycemic, like almost no sugar sweetness to them. She's like, yeah, give me another. Give her a lemon to suck on, and she's happy as can be, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's according to one's taste, but that's what we actually splurged on. I mean, fruit is the big dessert around here. I
Oh
managed
yeah.
to keep Kate out of the kitchen. She didn't cook any big desserts for you.
Yeah. Oh, the mango was to die
Oh,
for. And the
mango.
homemade
But the
mango
last
ice,
one today. It was so good.
the homemade mango ice cream your husband made was
What
beyond
was that?
wonderful.
Forgot
Wow,
about that.
beyond. But again, if you just stick with your strategy, you know, it just works. I don't know, it's magic.
Yeah, and
You know,
like you say, Kathy and Mary, you know, it's one meal, it's one day,
yeah.
Yeah.
and you make your choice if
Back
it's
on
worth
track.
it. Yeah,
Mhm.
and that's pretty cool, Sharon. You're having people come to your house, so you're in control of the kitchen, and they'll get to try something healthy, and probably
Yep.
gonna like it too.
They're probably gonna like it. They won't even know they're eating something healthy. They'll like it anyways.
So this is such a great crew. Lots of good choices being made.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And we just know how to do it. We use our 3-bite rule too, and we just, you know, have our taste of it, and we don't need to eat the whole piece anymore, right? We don't need that. Because we know that we just don't need it. And you're gonna be satisfied with just having your, you know, the 3-bite rule. Hello, yummy, goodbye. 1, 2, 3. It works.
And welcome, Betty. Betty's signing in. Yeah, I have
Oh,
to admit that one day we had what was it, 3 or 4 different sugarcane treats. We had the raw sugarcane, we had the
Oh,
sugarcane juice, and then
yes.
we had sugarcane taffy. And they gave us a sample, and I'm like, well, yeah, now I don't need to buy any because the sample was so big.
I've never had raw sugar cane, and it was really good and light. And it was light and just hardly tasted like sugar. It was wonderful. And I think, oh, what we do to this is disgusting, because the real sugar out of sugar cane is really good. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
it's got the full minerals, like all the molasses and whatever in it. And so
Yeah.
just the fresh squeeze, I mean, they run it through a press
Yeah.
and you get a little cup of juice and then you squeeze this lemon in it and it's like a lemon mandarin. It's
Yeah.
like the perfect lemonade. Country Time can just go back on the shelf because this stuff is so good.
Yeah, we completely adulterate sugar. I really loved the natural sugar cane. And after
And
all,
each time we only had, I mean, a little bit, so we were able to, we weren't spiking your glucose levels too bad. And I made her hike down the waterfall both sides. So what would you say? At least a kilometer
oh,
hiking both
yeah,
sides. So that wore off the sugar.
the waterfalls were
Oh,
amazing.
those were gorgeous.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
they
you
were.
needed that energy drink. Yeah, all natural, 100% natural.
They were truly, truly, truly amazing. Truly.
So Amy,
So,
I want to ask you if you gained some weight eating all those fruits.
no, I sure didn't, girlfriend. No,
Good
not.
question,
You
Roxy.
walk a lot, right?
Not at all. I just kept with my every 2 to 3 hours. I brought fuelings with me when we weren't, eating out or whatever. And I made sure to stay on my every 2 to 3 hours, whether it was a fueling or we were eating, we ate out, or Kate made, we had lean and greens somewhere every night, and I had my breakfast with me and my bars. I even brought penne. I brought biscuits, and when I stayed at her house, we had a stove and microwave, but the rest of the time I, had the portable items. So it really worked out.
When you travel and you have a lot of activities walking, I mean, I know many friends, they said I didn't gain weight because you have to really, I mean, be in movement all day.
Yep. We walked. We did some hiking on some days, but
and riding with me in the car counts as exercise because your step counter still goes up because all the bumps.
yeah,
I still can get 10,000 steps and not leave my car,
Yeah, I know.
literally 7-hour car drives with partly paved, partly potholes. It was crazy.
Yeah,
It's a
Yeah.
full contact sport.
It's
Full
a full
contact with your seatbelt.
I
Yeah,
know.
and we did the whole drive back, 14 hours in one day on Monday.
Super.
This girl drives like a maniac too. I'll tell you what. I don't know. She's
Good job, Carrie. Good job.
Yeah,
was
she wasn't there with my husband.
yeah, it was so awesome. And just a couple announcements before people maybe have to come and go. The new challenge we have going on now, there's some great recipes being shared. So if you haven't gone in Optimal Life, make sure to go in there and look. There's some great stuff if you've been missing out on that. I know Sharon's been enjoying them. I think Mary too. The 19th, there's going to be a webinar on the 19th night called Level Up. And the 26th, 7th, and 28th, there's going to be webinars on New Year, New You. So just, we did that last year as well. So if you or anyone else wants to get into that New Year, New You conversation, we don't want to set resolutions, but we want to make revolutions in our lives, right? And wellness revolutions, and not set resolutions. But those are happening the 26th, 7th, and 8th. And then
Yeah, and then New Year, New You, they set it at different time, like one's at noon, one's at 4 p.m., one's at 9 p.m. It's going to
Yeah.
be a similar format, but it's going to be different hosts. And so,
Yeah.
you can watch them all, but it's especially for anyone who may not even know they're interested yet. So, and of course, for anyone, it's all going to be good encouragement, but it'll be like Monday night and then, extra guests.
And then on January 8th, we're going to start a new Level Up challenge. So if you want to start fresh with a new revolution in your life, and you're going to go to a new summit or a new level, January 8th, there will be a new group starting in the Optimal Life group, just so you can plan ahead for that. And I don't know what the content will be of that just yet, but they'll have it out. They'll have it out coming up. And then
What do you mean when you say a level up?
that's just what they're calling it, like level up, like Betty, you have what you've been working on now, and what do you want to do next? Okay.
Take it to the next
Like
level.
I'm 5'1". What would I just
So,
looking down the road?
So you're still in 5 and 1, and you're in fat burning, right? And so you are working on so you're going to look at your 6 macro habits, and you're going to look at what could I do better next? How can I take it to the next level? Okay.
Okay.
So is it going to be you have your eating nailed, right? Is it going to be your sleep time? Is it going to be your screen time? Is it going to be your movement? What are you going to love? What do you think is next for you, Betty?
Well, right now I'm in the middle of working on sleep. And so I managed to get onto the computer, can you believe it? And run some of those. So right now what I'm doing is this week, I'm writing down what my levels are. When I wake up, what my levels in 8, and then all of a sudden at noon it goes down to a 3. Or anyway, I'm tracking that. That's what I'm working on right now.
Okay, so you're in that and you're working it. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so you keep working that until it's a habit and you get it where you want to be. Is there something else you want to do better at? Or,
And adding the exercise in too.
okay,
I've
Some
added a
movement.
teeny bit, but I want to add a little bit more. Yeah.
so that would be your next level up. Okay, so then you would set a micro goal with your element 3 and you'd set a little teeny tiny, okay, I'm going to do 1 push-up a day goal. Okay, or whatever it is you're going to do.
Or however many extra steps. And remember, those
Yeah.
other activities counted as steps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I just wasn't sure. Does this mean I have to jump to the
No,
meals?
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
it's always personal. You're always taking yourself to
Oh,
the next
okay, good.
level. And you
Okay.
know what? A year will go
Well,
by
what
and your
works
levels will be
with
way
me.
higher. You know, right, Mary? As 4 years have gone by, Mary's summits have gotten much higher. And she and I started working together for almost 5 years ago, Mary. We're gonna almost 5
Wow.
years ago. Yeah.
Wow. Super.
Yep.
Super.
So her levels are higher than yours, but you still are going to have
Yeah.
your own levels, right? And so Kathy and Sharon and Roxy and Melissa, just be
Okay, so
thinking, okay, just it's personal, right? It's not a competition, it's personal. So you can invite anybody that you want to those things. And by the way, y'all probably know people who have been on medical the Ozempics and the diet, the drugs, raise your hand if you know them. Okay. So just FYI, we've been getting training as coaches around this whole medical thing. It's not going away. People are doing it because they're trying to avoid learning habits of health, which never works. We all know
no.
that. They still have to learn habits of health, even if they lose weight with these drugs, and hope to God their stomach doesn't freeze up and they don't get all the bad side effects. But that being said, they are coming out with a partnership program plan for people who can actually do Optavia, quote unquote, or use fuelings, have a special kit that includes the protein powders and very specially designed kits for those people because they still need the coaching. They still need the habits of health. They still need the life book. They need to move. They need to, you know what I'm saying? They need to learn how to manage their emotions. This does not go away. So the 6 habits of the macros they still need. So they're creating a plan that actually works directly with those people that are even currently on the
And
drug.
I think I saw the protein powders, what is it? The aminos?
Yeah.
Is on sale through January 31st. They extended it. So that's a good one to mention.
Oh, yeah. If you wanted to try
anyone
the
interested.
essential amino acids in the protein powders, yeah, there's still that package deal if you want to try it through the end of January, I think it was.
Not just to the end of the year, but to the end of January already.
I've gotten completely being on this trip, so I need to get back on it. It is not a habit that's set, but I do love them. And my husband is now hooked on the essential amino acids, which is good because he's muscle building. He's actively working on his
he's doing weightlifting and still his walking every day.
So anyway, just so you know, guys, don't leave your friends, even if they're taking those pills and stuff, whatever the shots are, whatever it is, just don't leave them out of the loop. Okay. Cause they still need that. They're still welcome to the challenge that, to the habits of health challenges and everything. That's all free. There's no cost. And there'll be very special, specific programs that we can work with their doctor and work with their plan and all that jazz. So.
Okay.
Just so you know, okay. And then the other thing I wanted to say was we're ending, I don't know if you all want to meet next week or take a week off in terms of the holidays. I can be here for any, the next couple Wednesdays, but whatever you guys, think you want to do or not do, let me know. It would be more helpful to have us here. Than not. I'll just show up and whoever shows yes, you're saying yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, if I'm here, yeah. I was worried I was going to miss today because we had to go to the doctor. So I'm here and I want to be here next, when I can.
Good. Well, let's just, I wanted to just, the end of the year is coming. We have another level up opportunity to where do we want to be? What do we want to do with our lives? I just wanted to share this with you. What is in terms of healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances, what is a 10 for you? How would you rate yourself in each area? Take a time, to maybe redo the well-being evaluation if you want to, and rate yourself so you can see where you were, 6 months ago or a year ago. Where are you now? How much improvement have you had? And get real clear about what it is that you want to get better at, and what is the specific thing. What's the one thing you could do that moves you forward in that area to becoming your best you. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So and because we're all in this process of becoming our best selves, we're becoming the dominant force in our lives. And I'm still processing what I've been through on this trip, and I'm being sick has kind of waylaid me here, but I'm still processing what I've gotten out of this trip, because I think that as we go into the new year, I'm getting real clear on the fact that I have been in that place of becoming the dominant force in my life over the last 10 years, even 15, if I look back long enough. I've been becoming. If you look at the front page of your life book, it says, right, becoming, creating optimal health and well-being, becoming the dominant force in your life. You're always in process of becoming. And to me, this kind of represents that transformation that I've been in process doing to become fully integrated circle. And I've shared this with you before. Like, I feel like this trip has been the integration of my circle. I've shared this with you guys before. Can you see this is a circle? This is a peace symbol. It's a circle.
Okay.
And this trip is really the culmination of my integration over the last 10, maybe 15 years. I actually have drawn this trip on my vision board, and I didn't even know it. And it's there. And I have completed all these sections of this vision board. And I feel like I really now, what's next for me? What's my next level, right? What is level up for me? I'm becoming really clear about my purpose. I'm really clear about this trip has just been the cherry on top of what is my purpose and how am I moving forward from here. And I wanted to share with you too. I pulled out a really old vision board here. This is a really old one, but I have a timeline that ended in 2020 with nothing afterwards. In 2020, I did not know where I was going. I did not know my path. All I knew was that I had my 10-pound liver tumor out. And I vowed to myself, if I made it through that surgery, if I actually lived through the surgery, I would change everything. And I want to tell you guys something. I literally had my funeral planned. I had said goodbye to people. I had goodbye letters. I had, seriously, I mean, this was in 2020. I had everything. I said my goodbyes. I had my letters. If I die, to my husband, give these to so-and-so, give this to so-and-so. I had it all done. And I realized I had to give it up. I made a vow to myself and to God, if I wake up from this.
Yeah.
I even said to my husband, if I don't see you, I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. And I vowed to myself that everything would be different. I have to be different. I have to do different. I have to be different. I have to do different.
Yeah.
To have different.
Yeah.
And Dr. Anderson said the other day on our training, he said, you don't be different and try to do something and then have it. Try doesn't work. You have to be it. You have to do it in order to have it. And that you don't know. Try doesn't, you don't try, you do. You don't try. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Want to
Yes.
have. You have to be different. You have to do different to save lives of people in our families. We got to do different. Yeah. And even if it's one baby step at a time, one push up at a time, you know, Betty, right?
Yes, you have to believe in what you're doing. And to look when you're saying this and to look at you, I didn't know you in 2020, but you look fabulous today. You may be sick, but you look like, to me, you look like you're glowing with health. I can see what a beautiful trip you had.
Well, you all are becoming the dominant force in your life. You're in process just like I have been. So take some time to sit back and go, wow, like, okay, 5 years ago, where was I, right, Mary? And then look at give yourself the space to see that you're becoming.
Yeah.
If you quit and you don't try, you are really not going to have what you want, right? You're not going to be who you want to be. But who is that? Who is that person, right? Who is that person? What do you want to be? Because you only get one time around, right, Betty?
Yeah. Yeah.
And right, Carrie, right? We only get one time
And I
around.
got my time. I'm holding on to it. And it's wonderful. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And I know that I need to actually now have what's 2020 to 2030. I need to have what that is. And so I'm thinking I'm going to maybe do a vision boarding workshop with you guys. And maybe some people can get together and some people can Zoom in. But we got to have that what's next vision, or else we're not becoming anything anymore. We're just sort of stuck. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe we can pull it all in next Wednesday. I know some of you have started, and Mary was going for it with the come through the door in
Yes.
2024.
Were you
Just
Mary?
see yourself.
Well,
Yeah.
my new quote that I just heard today, as a matter of fact, my second Zoom meeting of the day, we had our yearly wellness meeting at the hospital this morning, and I love this new quote, and it kind of pulls everything that everybody wants to be in this group, and it is, a rising tide lifts all the boats.
Yes.
And so we're kind of that. I'd never heard that one. Have you had, you guys?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I love
I
that one.
hadn't. And so, we're all that rising tide. We're on our journey.
Yep.
And, Sharon, you're taking a brother. Sandy's taking her husband. We have to realize that as we rise, we're taking other
Together.
people with us and, be that light. And I have my Bible verse picked out for the new year.
Yes. What is it?
And that's kind of, let me grab it.
Yeah, that with the rising tide is so. When I heard it a couple years back, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, to me it was a huge epiphany too, because it's so true. Why would we pull each other down? Let's pick each other up. And even if the other people aren't aware of it, you bringing yourself up does bring up those around you.
I talked to a client this morning from the East Coast, and she's a doctor of chiropractic that brought her to a She said, I had friends over, and she said, it's contagious. This healthy habits thing is contagious. All my friends now want to know, okay, how are you doing this? And they had to get together, and everybody was like, yeah, how are you doing this? And what are you doing? And, they want to rise. They want to rise. It's our job to be and do and have, and not just try.
Yeah. Be the thermometer, not just the thermostat. A lot of us tend to fluctuate with whoever's around us. I know I do, being empathetic. I take on those around me, but if you just make the decision to be, then others will rise too.
And no one bugs you.
Okay.
Because I made a decision on this. They don't bug you. Whereas all these other years where they would argue, well, you can have well, you'll be all right. Well, come on. Everyone deserves a treat. No, honey. No, honey. It's not a treat if it kills you. It's not a treat.
Yep.
I love it.
What's your Bible verse, Mary?
Yes.
It's in Titus 2. And I'm going to probably, narrow it down a little bit, but it is, for the grace of God that appears, that brings salvation, has appeared to all men, and teaches us to say no to ungodliness, worldly passions, for me, food, and to live self-controlled, upright, godly, lives while we wait for the appearing of the Savior. And then the last in verse 15, eager to do what is good. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Being eager, living those self-controlled, godly lives, and then, you know, being that beacon, being that light. So yeah, I'm going
Wow.
with Titus 2, 11 through 15. That's going to be where I want to live this year.
Oh,
Too.
that's a
awesome.
beautiful one.
Yes. Thanks for sharing that.
Yes, that is beautiful. That is very beautiful.
Always great shares
Absolutely.
every Wednesday.
So
So
I
look
actually
forward to
have a
next.
woman that does vision boarding workshops for a living who's a friend. I'm going to talk to her about maybe doing something in person for people who want to meet in person, and then we could Zoom in hybrid people who couldn't make it. Or I have a video of I have a pre-recorded video
Well,
of a,
video schmidio, but if we can get the real person.
if you
Yeah.
can get the real
That's
person,
great.
Yeah.
I'll try for that.
Yeah,
And
you talk to your peeps.
I'll talk to my peeps. I'll keep you posted and we'll figure out what we can
Yeah,
do
if
to
she could
get
do it a
some
Wednesday,
people in the
great,
room
or another
together.
time too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we
just
can.
set it up.
And I always like to think of that vision board. You know, at first, when I heard the word vision board, I didn't like it because I'm thinking, oh, it's that manifesting and bringing it. And it kind of felt a little weird for me. But now I integrate it as my I can do board.
Yeah.
It's that, you know, finding your purpose, you know, plugging in. So, you know, don't get caught up on a word or a thought pattern. Find out what it means for you and go with it. And
Yeah,
you know,
it's what
Exactly right.
it's a what
Right.
I'm creating board. It's how
Right.
it's who I am
How and who I
becoming.
choose to be. Yeah,
Where I'm going. Right.
Mhm.
beautiful.
Absolutely.
Well said.
Absolutely.
Awesome, ladies. Well,
Absolutely.
I need to bail because
Yeah.
I've got another
I
appointment.
love you guys and I'll keep you posted. I'll
Yes.
find out about when we can do this and see, and I'll keep in touch with you. But
You
Cool.
say when, and those who
Right.
can will.
Well.
Thank you. And hugs.
love, hugs.
Oh,
Yes.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye,
Have a great
everybody.
day.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Ryan.